What's up, Juventini? Alberto here. Got all your Juventus news. All right, Real Madrid interested in Cambiaso. We got Juve not listed as one of the sides out of Italy that's backing the Super League. We got Max putting a freeze on a loan move at the window. All right, and then we've got the lineup ahead of the massive Derby d'Italia coming up this weekend. All right, so like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the AJC. Let's rock. First things first. All right, January ends and it's season end to the Mercato. Juve finishes with a positive balance of 400,000 euros in business. All right, as far as Allegri, he himself put a freeze on a move, and that was the loan move for Miretti to Monza. Monza made a last-ditch effort to bring in Moise Kean and Miretti, but Miretti was the one that Max Allegri blocked. This should come as no surprise, as obviously we need the bodies in the middle of the park down the second half of the season, so it shouldn't come as a surprise. Timothy Weah had interest and had two clubs coming in hard for him at the end of the Mercato. It was the player's will to stay and remain at Juventus, all right? And furthermore, we get rumors surfacing that Gatti could be dealt, could be moved by Juventus, but today the report suggests that Juve has no intentions of moving Gatti whatsoever, all right? So that's kind of where the Mercato ends at. Now, for February, what can we expect in February? Rugani should be signing his extension to 2026. That should be a finished piece of business this month. Over the next few days, contacts with Felipe Anderson and his sister/agent are expected to go down. There's a $3.5 million offer on the table, including bonuses from Lazio. Juve would have to come in at the same or higher to acquire the player, but all signs are suggesting we want Felipe Anderson for next season, all right? There are reports suggesting that Juve tried to bring in Daoud Traore from Nice. However, that was rejected by Nice in January, something that Juve could revisit in the summer, okay? Now, as far as Soule, all the reports coming out about 30 million euros and a sale and everything today. Luca says that there is no intention of Juventus to sell Soule, all right? Definitely not for 30 million euros. But he does say if the offers reach higher values, let's say 50 million euros, then Juventus would definitely entertain those offers. But for 30 million euros, Juve apparently will not be interested in moving Soule, all right? Now, as far as another target, we've got Goodmanson, and apparently it's going to be down to Juventus and Inter to battle it out for the player's signature in the summer, all right? So we will see if Juve takes a stab there. It's said to be reported that's going to be around 30 million euros to acquire that player. Today, we get reports that Real Madrid is interested in Cambiaso. 50 million euros. So 40 to 50 million euro offer could be coming Juve's way in the summer to sign Cambiaso. All right, now it is being reported that Juve has zero intentions of moving Cambiaso, but just like Soule, money talks. And if the offer increases from there, maybe Juve entertains it. But I feel this way. I really admire Cambiaso. I like him. I want him to stay and be a part of the team. But I do have this faith in Giuntoli that even if we see a player out, we are definitely not doing it without some type of protection, some type of coverage, and definitely not at terms that doesn't make sense for us, all right? The days of favors, the days of scrambling, and a lot of patchwork seem to be over at Juventus, and that seems to be one common running theme, all right? As far as Cambiaso goes, he is listed as non-transferable, and especially, like the news that has been coming out lately, if we extend Allegri sees him as one of the pillars moving forward, all right? So there you have it on Cambiaso, all right? Now, Alcaraz, our latest signing, he arrived today, went through J Medical, just underwent some tests. There's still paperwork missing, so he was unable to train with his teammates, but he did meet all of them, all right? So Alcaraz has arrived. Now, Barca's president, Laporta, reports that there are 4 Serie A sides that have signed up for the Super League. Inter, Milan, Napoli, and Roma. Juventus not included. This should not come as a surprise and should make complete sense. We need to keep our noses clean. We need to keep moving forward. We need to wait for the Super League to establish itself a little bit further and have a stronger chance of actually moving forward before we actually go and enter the mix again and associate ourselves with that, okay? We are still cleaning things up. Let's have focus on what we're doing, move forward the way we are, and let's worry about that later. It doesn't mean Juve's out for good of the Super League. It just means right now that project is not stable enough for us to associate with. So that's how I look at that one. All right, now we get to the lineup ahead of the Derby d'Italia. All right, so Szczesny, Gatti, Bremer, Danilo, Cambiaso, McKennie, Locatelli, Rabiot, Kostic with Chiesa and Vlahovic up top. That is what's projected, all right? However, there are a couple curveballs that we could see. One, Yildiz could definitely start rather than Federico Chiesa. I want to know who you are going to start. Let's assume that they are both fit, good to go. Chiesa hasn't played in several matches, though. Do you fire him out there immediately? And then you have the other one being Weah. Weah could see Kostic on the bench, which would move Cambiaso over on the left. So, for me, in this game, Weah versus DiMarco on that side, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Gatti being in behind there, I trust Weah. I at least trust him as far as the duties go, all right? I would prefer Cambiaso on the right, working with McKennie and what they've got going there, but I'm not opposed to Cambiaso playing over on the left side. All right, Rabiot's going to be back in the mix. This is going to be good. Rabiot, Locatelli, McKennie has been the midfield trio for us, and McKennie has been interchanging with that outside player, doing good work with Cambiaso. I don't know if I break that up. Yildiz and Chiesa, this is an interesting one. Chiesa, no doubt, is the guy. Okay, but Yildiz has been the one playing as of late, and he's got the minutes to back. Maybe, just maybe you start him. I'm going to say this. I am fine with any of those scenarios, okay? But I probably would go with exactly what was projected. Chiesa starting, Cambiaso on the right, and Kostic on the left. For me, I'd probably leave it be. That's your news break. You guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Feel free to share the content, but let me know in the comments what you think about all the news you just heard, and let's mix it up. Tomorrow, another update video, and then we get to match day, all right? Can't wait. You guys know what comes up there. Preview show live, and then the watch along. Fino alla fine, Forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.